So, 13th of October 2024, and the Suzuki came on a bit. Yeah, I don't know if you can see the difference there. There's a bit of a blur in the centre of the camera as usual because it's knackered. So I made this back end up, and as you can see it's looking a bit sorry. The backlight and the number plate. I think there's a bit of a crack here. I made up this front end. I think the nacelle and the headlamp there, a bit different. I think the headlamp's off a Alfa Romeo, I'm not sure. Might have been a rear light set, I had to modify it. And then in a sort of pedestrian manner I mounted a top box. It's a removable top box and mount. There, it mounts underneath here. This is removable, it's like a tool stash. The seat comes off. I've not got it fixed on at the moment, so let's see. That comes off as one unit. I can remove the seat. I can remove the seat from that as well. I put that down here next to the top box. And then what happened, the top box mounted on this rear portion here. If I remove the screwdriver, yeah, that's the weak link here. I put this tube inside a thicker tube, which was the sort of main sort of structure of that, and I didn't make it very strong basically. Went out on a long run with my friends today and that popped off, and the top box landed on there, smashed the backlight, did all that in. Fortunately this, remember, made from satellite dish supports, is very strong, so it supported the weight of it. We tied it all up with string, limped home after a great day out, licking my wounds. So this goes back in position, clean all this up. I have to put some strong little box section angle iron bits in here to give it some structural integrity then, so that won't happen again. Yeah, it just showing me where my weakest links are, you know. But it's getting there, a bit different. All this here is adjustable on these three positions, so the chain guard is linked to the support for the tail light and number plate, and it can be moved backwards and forwards depending on the tension of the chain and the wheel needing moving as you go. Yeah, you know, ratty old Suzuki Gsxr 1100. What do you expect? Got a bit of an oil leak, as you can see from my shoe's very oily. I have to work out where that's coming from. But yeah, the fun continues. Looks alright when it's finished and painted, in my imagination. I expect it'll look alright. It's the way to go. Need to repair this. Yeah. Hey. Just thought I'd do that little update, seeing as the last little film that I uploaded earlier shows the work in progress. Managed to get some wiring issues sorted along the way. And the battery's properly mounted, the tank's properly mounted now. And this, apart from the rear, the actual subframe seems to be holding alright. It still needs to be finished and tidied anyway, so I'm glad that it happened at this stage, you know, before I painted it. Well, actually, it would be better if it hadn't have happened, but at least it shows me what I'm lacking. All that experience in it. Made up a little bracket here. That's sort of steel and fiberglass filler. That was a helmet. Modified this nacelle, which was a spare one off the Triumph, which is now in Spain, being looked at by some professionals who I expect are going to tell me the news later. This is all invented and made up. Took the seat off the other tail unit, or I think I remember mentioning that. So there you go, hey? Bit of an update. I know people like these. They're quite popular bikes, and I can see why. It says 33-year-old hyper sports bike. It's incredible. Considering the engine's worn, it had over 93,000 kilometres on it when the speedometer kilometre thing broke. God knows when that was. So, you know, they're good for 1 million miles, I heard. A bit like the Mercedes 200Ds from the 1970s. No wonder they have to discontinue making stuff like this. It doesn't support the economic model, does it? Shareholder-driven business needs to employ planned obsolescence, doesn't it? So that, you know, things having to be replaced all the time. Glad I've got one, really. Wasn't cheap for what it is. I paid through the nose, really. Glad I got it. Anyway, there you go. Bit of fun, eh? Bit of humility. Oh well, bit of a short one.